BTS is just starting right now! Okay guys, are you ready? Next to the Lord! Let's get it!
Hi guys, this is Umu from React to the K and welcome to my BTS and Citi Field recap video where I just talk about my experience of the whole concert. So, some background information. Number one, this is my first real K-pop concert. I've been to K-band concerts, so I've seen Day 6 and Hyukoh live, and then I've seen K-pop groups perform a few songs each at K-Con. So this was like my first very official, like big one group concert. And so, like what a concert to start off with. I was super lucky that this amazing event was my first experience of a real K-pop concert. And then second background information, a friend reached out to me only a few weeks before the concert and she had gotten a few tickets and one of her friends wasn't able to make it last minute, and so this is why I got the opportunity to see them and probably why I didn't make a big announcement saying I got tickets, because I didn't get tickets until this beautiful loving friend reached out to me and said, yo, you want this extra ticket, face value? And I was like, yes, please! And so my channel is stationed in Rochester, New York, and Citi Field is a 7-hour bus trip from where I am at. So I hopped on a bus on Saturday and ended up arriving super last minute right before the concert, so that's why I wasn't able to bring my camera with me, because I knew that I couldn't drop off my camera at the hotel and then make it to the concert in time, and the concerts don't allow fancy cameras. So that's why I didn't vlog the experience, and that's why I'm doing this recap video. Okay, so now let's just jump straight to concert details. So I ended up arriving in my seat around 2 hours early, and at the time leading up to the concert, they were just playing BTS music videos, and this whole time I was just sitting there watching the whole stadium fill up, and more armies started singing along and cheering for the music videos. It was only then that I realized, oh my god, I'm about to see them perform live. Just staring at this screen and listening to everyone around me just being so hyped. It was only then that it hit me that, like what I was doing and what I was about to experience, and I was like, oh wow. I watch these guys, behind the scenes on my laptop, and their music and their performances on my laptop. I've always seen them on a screen, but now I'm gonna see them over there on that stage, kind of far away. Okay, so this whole time they hadn't played the DNA music video or the Fake Love music video at all. They were just playing old music videos, and I was talking to the lovely people next to me, Stassi and Kai, love you, and we were wondering why haven't they played DNA or Idol or Fake Love yet? This is a bit weird. And so when they did play DNA and Fake Love, I was like, right before the concert was about to begin, I'm like, oh, I see what they doing. They're gonna perform Idol instead of showing the music video. And so that's exactly what they did. So while they were performing Idol, I think I was still in shock. I didn't realize that I was seeing them live since we were so far away. I was mainly paying attention to the big screens displaying, the up-close camera angles of the members. I was just like, enjoying this live music and their live vocals. And then I can't remember whether if it was during the Idol performance, but one of their earlier songs that they're performing, the camera cut to Jimin going like this, like back away. And that's when I snapped out of it, and it turned out the people in GA in the very front broke the barrier, so lots of people were getting smushed against the stage. And just that moment, I'm gonna remember forever, because when you're watching their live performances on your computer or TV or something, you usually never get a cut of someone being like, hey, back up, like, take care of yourselves. You never see that online. And so this is the moment that made me really realize that, okay, this is real, this is what I'm seeing right now, this is what I'm experiencing. So yeah, that happened. The rest of it was quite a jumble. But the whole time, I was just mostly just gaping at them. As most of you guys are familiar, I like BTS's older songs than their newer ones, but that didn't really freaking matter at that moment when they're performing, because of the energy from the stage and the energy from the audience and just how amazing they were at performing. It didn't really matter whether I liked any of the music or not, because they carried it out so well on stage. And so I found myself enjoying the songs a lot more than I ever did enjoy the studio versions. Another thing that I was thinking about a lot while they were performing, I was just wondering, since this was their last stop on their North American tour, I was wondering, I wonder if they ever get tired of performing live. And this was at the very beginning of the concert. I was like, I wonder if they're just so exhausted of these songs. But then as the concert went on, I was like, oh no, they aren't. You could just see they're either extremely good at acting, or this is just like, this is what they look forward to. Because I was thinking about it with, as classical musicians, your live performances are so nerve-wracking, but the energy that you receive from the audience and that exhilaration of playing, you know, in sync with the rest of your ensemble, there's nothing else like that. And so I kept like slapping myself for thinking that in the first place. You could just see their joy just radiating off the stage. Okay, so I can't quite remember the order of anything, but the next thing that I'm going to talk about is their Boys with Fun, Attack on Bangtan, Fire, then Bapse medley remix thing, because this whole time I was paying attention to how amazing they looked visually on stage, how mesmerizing their dance moves were, especially with their backup dancers, and, you know, just singing along with the vocal melody. And it wasn't until Boys with Fun where I was drawn into listening to the instrumentals. What I caught, I was like, oh, what is happening? musician's earplugs to protect me from overwhelming dynamics of the music so I don't damage my hearing. And I had to take them out for this because I really wanted to hear the backgrounds of the new remix. And it was so weird. It was freaking awesome. They had so many, like, I think they had 11th and 13th chords in the background. They kept the, like, Van, 10, and, like, cha. What's up? They kept all that, the main vocal stuff the same, but it was the background, it was like R&B jazz-esque, and I was so surprised and so in awe at this new remix, especially when it ended up going to Bapse, because that's when they changed the rhythm of the vocal part. Because when they transitioned to Bapse, I heard a few moments of like the background instrumental that sounded like the studio track, and I was like, hey, it's Bapse! But then the rhythm was super weird in the vocals, and I was like, wait, this might be like mic drop or something, no. But then I was like, wait, no, this isn't mic drop. And then I realized that they're saying Bapse, and then I was like, oh, what is happening? And so I was just really, really blown away by that whole medley-ish type thing, because they performed most of the songs. It wasn't just like 20 seconds from each smushed into the time of one song. So with most of the solo songs, I was actually quite mesmerized by the performances, so I forgot to film. I got a few moments of some of the songs. Mistakes that I've made while filming a concert is concentrating too hard on filming and capturing the moment rather than just, you know, enjoying it as it's happening. So that's why I didn't film as much as I could have of the concert. I mean, I want to say like what songs stood out to me the most, but all of them did. Jimin's really sparkly outfit with Serendipity. I have no words to explain what I was feeling because most of it was just, if you follow me on Twitter, most of it just in my head was wow, 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 because amazing vocals, all of them, all the singing was very, very good. Like, of course, intonation here and there was off, but it didn't freaking matter because it wasn't that off, and also their dancing was so good, and also their facials were so, facials, y'all. You know they like practiced in front of a mirror and freaking mastered what faces to make, especially like when they're doing their introductions. Oh, sorry, I am jumping all over the place, but when they did their introductions and they knew the camera was on them and they were ready, and especially I was so excited to experience the Yoongi take ear thing out of ear and do like the thing. I was like, oh my god, I've watched this so many times on my computer, but now I'm like actually experiencing his I can't hear you thing live. And then Jin's forehead was is amazing. It's always amazing. I mean, all of them just knew how to milk the crowd, knew what to do. They're so comfortable up there and they're so amazing. Okay, anyways, yeah, so introductions were amazing, facial was amazing. Okay, moving back to songs. BTS individually has as much stage presence as when they are together. It's just this ray of confidence and knowing their performance in songs so well and knowing how to set a mood, you know, with their voice. I was really blown away. Yeah, I wanted to talk about their clothes. Their stylist did a fantastic job. Out of the solo songs, like I said, I was affected immensely by all of them and really moved, but I got closer to tearing up during Jin's performance, and they saved his solo song for very last. And that's when everyone around me started crying because of Yoongi's Seesaw, and then crying even harder when Jin performed, and then crying even harder when the vocalist sang The Truth Untold. So I thought they organized the concert super, super well. Next, after tearing up after Jin's amazing performance, such a strong voice live, it was The Truth Untold, and that's my favorite BTS release out of the past 2 years of music, because it has a beautiful melody and the instrumentals develop in the right way to not become too repetitive. And hearing it live, what was so special about this is that when the member wasn't singing, you could tell they were listening to the audience. You could tell they're listening to the ARMY singing along with them. That really got me emotional because, you know, they probably look forward, just like I look forward to meeting you guys at like K conventions and concerts. They probably, you know, like when they're feeling low, they probably look forward to these moments where they're able to, you know, share stuff with us and hear our feedback through, you know, singing along and cheering.
You
their group songs, when there were octaves in the studio version, they actually performed the octaves live. Again, I haven't seen many concerts, but due to the ones that I see online, that doesn't happen very often, like live harmonies or live octaves. And so I really, really freaking love the fact that they weren't afraid to have 2, 3 singers singing at the same exact time. And it just brought so much more emotion and powerfulness to the table when they're performing. And then of course, you know, they added a few ad-libs or changed the resolution of a melody line differently in the song, and that added, you know, like little excitement from the crowd to hear this difference from the studio version. BTS never said, "This is our last song." So when they disappeared for about 5-10 minutes, the crowd, like, we did like some cheering, BTS, BTS, but we weren't, I think most of us were like, oh yeah, they're coming back out, because they never said this is the end. So we kind of stopped cheering for BTS and we all attempted to do the wave. And that's what we focused on for like 5 minutes straight. It's just trying to do the wave. And it didn't work for quite some time, but eventually the part of the arena got it. And then I thought that was just super, super entertaining. And then BTS came back out again and they performed a few more songs, and then they did some speeches.
Before, so you know how Citi said that this is our last show, right?
The last show.
It just feels so bittersweet. And because of you guys,
준비 투어는 마지막이지만
this isn't the last time we're gonna see you guys.
스타디움의 시작이에요.
This is just the beginning.
여러분들이 상상한 걸 우리가 이루고 있잖아요.
For us, we dreamed a dream and you guys imagined it, and now we're here. Us.
내년에 또 봅시다.
Let's see each other next year.
It really touched all the armies when Jimin said that this is like a concert that he'll always remember. Everyone was so lovely, again, just milking the crowd and, you know, doing the greatest things, especially that Jin took 2 army bombs and sewed them to his shirt the night before, I think. That's the story that I heard. And then he freaking, when the, you know, camera zoomed on him, he like kissed the army bombs, and so everyone was freaking out. And it's such an amazing feeling to be freaking out with like 50,000 other people. I'm going slightly off topic, but during one of my summer courses, when our professor asked us, are you able to enjoy concerts at the same level if you were seeing them alone versus seeing them with friends? And my essay was, no, concerts are so much more enjoyable, even like classical music concerts, when you're seeing them with friends, because it's all about the energy of the people around you and being able to make like facial expressions or freak out with them if, you know, something on stage like is amazing. And just being able to share this like immense love for the people on stage with so many other people. You could just feel like the love radiating from us to BTS and from BTS back to us. Which brings me to RM's speech, which is something that he probably said at the end of every concert, but it was really, really effective. He talked about he learns to love himself through us, and so we should learn to love ourselves through them. Beautiful, and that saying, I don't know, will stick with me for a very, very long time, if not forever. And then after those amazing speeches, and after reminding the audience again not to push each other and break the barricade, they performed more, and they were running around the stage and just, you know, interacting with ARMY and interacting with each other, and that's when Jimin started crying. The camera cut to him going like this. I was like, oh no, he better not be! And then the camera cut to him again, and he had tears everywhere, and so everyone around me just broke down. We were all crying tears of love. Just all these different moments, like the fireworks, oh, those were awesome. Fireworks were awesome, and the fire and the confetti that I happened to be wearing even though I wasn't in GA. Thanks, Lauren, for giving me your GA confetti. But, you know, this is something that the experience will stick with me, and I'll go through my footage every once in a while, and I think every single group that performs, every single K-pop group that performs, like, has a different flavor. You know, you get a different experience from everything, but I have a feeling this is possibly the greatest concert that I have ever seen and ever will see. And I'm just so grateful to Lauren, thank you for the ticket, and to everyone around me for, you know, the amount of support we were all giving the boys at the same time, just through our screams and dancing and jumping. That was the amazing experience that was BTS, and so sorry that I wasn't able to stick around and interact with others who were there. I had to run on the way back, so I ended up putting my hood over myself and like closing it in disguise, so my roommates and I could like get back to our hotel really quickly and eat and sleep. I ended up having to have 14 hours of sleep in order to recover from last weekend, the concert weekend. It was woo! So yeah, thanks for watching my concert experience video. Those who went, I really hope you enjoyed it as much as me, or if not more than me. And next time I'll try to arrive earlier so I can actually, you know, hang around and talk with people instead of just like having to run, you know, to places and not be able to interact with you guys. So for those who weren't able to make it, I hope to see you at maybe like their next year's concert, or I hope you get tickets in the future. My last thought is that I really hope that every single ARMY is able to experience BTS live at least once in their life, because it's like nothing else, and I'm so happy that I went to this concert. See you guys later. Love yourselves. Bye.